I'm making a post-apocalyptic cosmic horror game, and to keep myself motivated to finish this project, I'm going to be documenting the process in videos like this one, which means that you can follow along on the journey at home. I've made a few videos on this YouTube channel before, but I've never properly introduced myself. So, hi, I'm James, and I make games and stuff. Last month, I graduated with a degree in games design and production from university. And as you might expect from someone who studied video games at university, I'm currently unemployed and live with my parents. I've made quite a few games over the years. Some of the less trash ones are available to download for free on my itch.io, so if you want to give them a wee look, the link is down below. My most recent project, however, was a horror game, which I made for my final year honours project. It was a horror game inspired by the indie classic Shrek Swamp Sim. Yes, the dissertation that got me my first class degree used Freud to explain the horror of Shrek. The game I made as part of this dissertation was called Picnic. It was very simple. The player just had to wander around a lovely sunset forest collecting supplies for a picnic.
Some sandwich supplies.
Though they were being pursued by an otherworldly and creepy monster.
I see you.
The aim of the project was to try and design this monster so it was uncanny, so it played on nostalgia and nightmares and childhood memories and all that good Freudian creepy stuff. I learned a lot of lessons about making horror games from that project, and I want to put those lessons into practice. So I thought, why not make another horror game? What is this new horror game gonna be about? I needed some inspiration. I plan to create a post-apocalyptic environment, but with some cosmic horror shenanigans. My inspirations are things like the Stalker series, the film Annihilation, and the books Roadside Picnic and All Tomorrows. Also, I'm not sure how I'll do it yet, but recently I've been watching a lot of archive footage about preparing for nuclear war. I know, fun. Somehow, I want to introduce the vibe of the British Protect and Survive information films, which have a very different feel to similar American films. American films seem to walk the line between propaganda and information with this surreal and cheery 50s optimism. UK public information films are weirdly bleak, nihilistic, but also quintessentially British. Oh yes, we are all screwed, but anyway, here's how you put your granny in a box if she dies, and remember to check your radio for updates about your impending doom from the BBC. I mean, just listen to the little jingle at the end of these films. How ominous is that? I just want to jump in and start making a level, so let's boot up a new project in Unreal 5. I'm going to use the first person template so I can walk around the level right from the start. When designing levels, I like to start with the biggest scale. Start with big hills, defining landscape shapes, and maybe a few roads that follow the ground's contours. Using this tutorial, I made a material with multiple layers that I could paint on the ground. It also automatically switches the ground material from dirt to rock when I raise the terrain to make steep cliffs. The textures in this material I got from Quixel Megascans, which is another nifty feature of Unreal 5. Megascans assets are used for all sorts of things, including backgrounds in The Mandalorian, so probably good enough for this little project. The ground texture is dirt mixed with burnt ash, so it looks like it's been scorched after a forest fire. I'm also using broken asphalt and mud roads and a grey coastal cliff for the rocks. Once I had hills and paths, I moved to large items that would act like landmarks to orientate the player, like large buildings, burnt out vehicles, and a helicopter. Now, this is when the fun started, because I began adding vegetation. I got these burnt out trees and weedy plants, again from Megascans, as well as a lot of other props like sandbags, crates, all to add some finer details. Now that I have quite a lot of assets in my level, and it's looking pretty nice, it's time for every game developer's favourite task. Let's add some post-processing effects. I wanted some nice thick God rays as the light shines through objects. I want the air to seem thick, like soup, claustrophobic, full of nasty poisonous particles and gas in this post-apocalyptic landscape. I'll also tweak the exposure and saturation and bloom of the scene to get the specific look I'm looking for. Let's see how this looks and go for a wander around the level. I'm not sure what I'll work on next, probably adding some actual gameplay to the game by working on the enemy and giving the player some objectives, something to do. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process, and until next time, cheers!